Council of Troyes. In 1128, Hugues de Payens journeyed to the west to seek the approbation of the Church at the Council of Troyes, where Honorius II, 1060–1130, officially recognized the order. Honorius II, who was born Lamberto Scanabecchia, was deeply involved in the investiture controversy, by which the Holy Roman Emperors Henry IV and Henry V sought the right to select bishops in his territories, and the Pope himself, with Calixtus II, c. 1065–1124, who was connected to Cluny and the families of the Princes' Crusade. Henry III, Holy Roman Emperor, 1016–1056, the son of Conrad II, married Agnes of Poitou, the daughter of the Duke William V of Aquitaine, and Agnes of Burgundy, a daughter of Otto William, Count of Burgundy, 955/62, 1026, the grandson of Berengar II of Italy. Otto William married Ermentrude de Roucy, the granddaughter of Gerberga of Saxony, the sister of Otto the Great. Otto William's son, Reginald I, Count of Burgundy, 986–1057, married Alice of Normandy, the daughter of Richard II of Normandy. Their son was William I, Count of Burgundy, 1020–1087, whose sons included Stephen I, Count of Burgundy, whose daughter Isabella married Templar founder Hugh, Count of Champagne. Stephen's brothers were Raymond of Burgundy and Guy of Burgundy, who was elected Pope, in 1119 at the Abbey of Cluny, as Calixtus II, who was deeply involved in the investiture controversy, that began between Pope Gregory VII and Henry IV, 1050–1106, Holy Roman Emperor, the son of Henry III. Calixtus II's family was part of a network of some of the most powerful nobles in Europe. He was a cousin of Arduin of Iberia, c. 955, 1015, the King of Italy. One of his sisters was Gisela of Burgundy, who married to Count Humbert II of Savoy, 1065–1103, and then to Rainier I of Montferrat, c. 1084–1135, the first Margrave of Montferrat. Another sister Clementia married Robert II, Count of Flanders, c. 1065–1111, who became known as Robert of Jerusalem after his exploits in the First Crusade. Another sister Sibylla married Odo I, 1060–1102, who became Duke of Burgundy. His brother Raymond was married to Urraca, daughter of Alfonso VI of Leon and Castile, and fathered the future King Alfonso VII of Leon. His brother Hugh was Archbishop of Besancon. The year following his election in 1119, prompted by attacks on Jews during the First Crusade, during which over 5,000 Jews were slaughtered in Europe, Calixtus II issued the bull Sicut Judaeis, which served as a papal charter of protection to Jews. The bull forbade Christians, on pain of excommunication, from forcing Jews to convert, from harming them, from taking their property, from disturbing the celebration of their festivals, and from interfering with their cemeteries. Calixtus II's election at Cluny was conducted by Cardinal Lamberto Scanabecchia, 1060–1130, who later succeeded him as Honorius II. Cardinal Lamberto became a close advisor to Calixtus II, accompanying him throughout France, and assisting him in his dealings with Emperor Henry V. One of Lamberto's actions after he succeeded Calixtus II as Pope Honorius II in 1224, was to personally reinvest Peter the Venerable, c. 1092–1156, as Abbot of Cluny. 66 Peter produced some of the most important documents of the 12th century, including the first Latin translation of the Quran, which became the standard Benedictine text used by preachers of the Crusades. As suzerain of the kingdom, Honorius II reconfirmed the election of Baldwin II as King of Jerusalem and established him as the royal patron of the Templars. 67 The leading spirit of the council was the French abbot Saint Bernard of Clairvaux, 1090–1153, a leading church figure and the founder of the Cistercian order of monks. A rule was drawn up by Saint Bernard under which the Templars were bound by the vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience, dedicating themselves to the Mère de Dieu, or the Mother of God. The Templars adopted the rule of Saint Benedict, as recently reformed by the Cistercians. They also adopted the white habit of the Cistercians, adding to it a red cross patty, well recognized as the typical image of the Crusaders. Bernard was to become the most admired churchman of his age. 68 Bernard's parents were Tescelin de Fontaine, Lord of Fontaine-les-Dijon, and Alitha de Montbard, both members of the highest nobility of Burgundy. Tescelin was described as having a reddish complexion, almost yellow-haired, commonly known as Sarus, or L'Heureux, the Red. 69 Alitha's brother was André de Montbard, who would become the 5th Grand Master of the Templars. It was Hugh of Champagne who in 1115 granted lands to Bernard to found the Cistercian monastery at Clairvaux. 70. Prior to founding the Cistercian order, Bernard sought the counsel of English-born monk Stephen Harding, c. 1060–1134, and decided to enter his order of Cîteaux in Burgundy. During the Middle Ages, Burgundy was home to some of the most important Western churches and monasteries, including those of Cluny, Cîteaux, and Vézelay. Jews living in the region of Cluny, notably in Chalon-sur-Saône, had transactions with the abbey, lending money to it to ensure the security of religious objects. Peter the Venerable opposed the practice, and the statutes of Cluny of 1301 expressly forbade borrowing from Jews. 71. A member of Rachi's famous yeshiva founded in 1070 in Troyes was a collaborator of the abbot of Cîteaux, Stephen Harding. 72 Jews in great numbers attended the fairs at Troyes, especially at the time of Rachi, which attracted a large number of merchant scholars who came from throughout the Jewish world, had become a center for the study of Hebrew texts. 73 In 1109, Harding undertook a correction of the Latin text of the Bible, for which he sought out the advice the Jewish rabbis. 74 Harding was followed by another Cistercian monk, Nicholas Mangicoria, who borrowed extensively from Talmudic and Midrashic literature which became accessible to him through the writings of Rashi. 75. In the year of 1112, Bernard arrived at Cîteaux with 35 of his relatives and friends to join the monastery. In 1115, Harding appointed Bernard to lead a small community of monks to establish a monastery at Clairvaux, on the border of Burgundy and Champagne. Cîteaux had 4 daughter houses, Pontigny, Morimond, La Ferté, and Clairvaux. Founded in 1114, Pontigny Abbey was the second of the 4 great daughter houses of Cîteaux Abbey. Hildebert, or Ancius, a canon of Auxerre, petitioned Stephen Harding to found a monastery in a place he had selected for the purpose. Accordingly, in 1114 Harding sent 12 monks under the guidance of Hugh of Macon, the first abbot and a friend and kinsman of Bernard of Clairvaux, to establish the new foundation. Under his direction the new monastery developed such a reputation that it became known as Cradle of Bishops and the Asylum for Great Men, and was able to establish another 22 Cistercian monasteries. 76 In 1128, Hugh of Macon would join Bernard at the Council of Troyes. Harding's order was supported by Odo I, Duke of Burgundy, who was married to Calixtus II's sister Sibylla. 77 Odo was the second son of Henry of Burgundy, c. 1035, 1070–1074, and grandson of Robert I of France, c. 898–956. Bernard de Clairvaux's father, Chevalier Tescelin L'Heureux, had been Henry's vassal. 78 Henry later participated in the Crusade of 1101 where he died. Odo I became the Duke of Burgundy following the abdication of his older brother, Hugh I, 1076–1079, who retired to become a Benedictine monk at Cluny. Hugh married Isabella, daughter of Stephen I, Count of Burgundy, the brother of Pope Calixtus II. Stephen I's sister, Clementia of Burgundy, was married to Robert II, Count of Flanders, c. 1065–1111, who participated in the First Crusade with Templar founder Godfrey de Saint-Omer as his vassal. Robert I's aunt was Matilda of Flanders, who married William the Conqueror, making him the cousin of William II of England, and his sister Adela of Normandy, who married Hugh of Champagne's half-brother, Stephen, Count of Blois. Stephen I succeeded to the county of Burgundy in 1097, following the death in the Crusades of his elder brother, Reginald II. Stephen I himself participated in the Crusade of 1101, as a commander in Stephen, Count of Blois army. Under Harding, the number of subjects at Citeaux significantly increased by the arrival of Bernard, and the order commenced to send out colonies. In the year 1119, Bernard was present at the first general chapter of the Order of Citeaux convoked by Harding, which gave definitive form to the constitutions of the order and the regulations of the Charter of Charity which Pope Calixtus II confirmed in that year. However, when the regulations of Citeaux were criticized by the Abbey of Cluny, Bernard defended himself by publishing his apology. When Bernard asserted his profound esteem for the Benedictines of Cluny, Peter the Venerable, c. 1092–1156, the abbot of Cluny, assured him of his great admiration and sincere friendship. In the meantime, Cluny established a reform, and Abbot Suger, c. 1081–1151, the minister of Louis VI of France, was also converted by Bernard's apology. 79 In later years, Bernard wrote his sermons on the Song of Songs. Saint Bernard was also known to have come to the defense of the Jews. As in the First Crusade, the preaching led to attacks on Jews. A fanatical French monk named Radulf claimed the Jews were not contributing financially to the cause of the Holy Land, leading to the massacres of Jews in the Rhineland, Cologne, Mainz, Worms, and Speyer, with Radulf. The archbishops of Cologne and Mainz asked Bernard to denounce these attacks. However, the slaughter continued, and Bernard traveled from Flanders to Germany to deal with the problems directly. He then found Radulf in Mainz and was able to silence him, returning him to his monastery. 1 Janet El Abu Lughod. Before European hegemony, the world system AD 1250–1350, Oxford, Oxford University Press, 1989, p. 44. 2 Kind David through Rashi. Davidic Dynasty. Retrieved from http://www.davidicdynasty.org/king-david-through-Rashi. 3 Edward Gels. The Jewish Journey, A Passage Through European History, London, I.B. Tauris & Co., 2016. 4 Abu Lughod. Before European Hegemony, p. 12. 5 Rawls. Knights Templar Encyclopedia, p. 65. 6 Rawls. The Templars and the Grail, p. 38. 7 Thomas Asbridge. The First Crusade, A New History. Oxford 2004, pages 55–65. 8 Edward Gels. The Jewish Journey, Bloomsbury Publishing. Kindle edition, p. 57. 9 Arthur J. Zuckerman. A Jewish Princedom in Feudal France, 768–900, New York Columbia University Press, 1972. 10 Ibid. 11 Archibald R. Lewis. The Development of Southern French and Catalan Society, 718–1050, The University of Texas Press, 1965. Pages 20–33. 12 Ibid. 13 Saint Ida Redberga. Retrieved from https://www.myheritage.se/person-400119497738881_Saint-Ida-Red Bulletin 14 Petertown ed. Burke's Genealogical and Heraldic History of the Peerage, Baronetage and Knightage, 105th edition, London, Burke's Peerage Limited, MCMLXX, 1970, PGL. Robert Bryan Stewart. Królona Polska Gunhilda Piast. Retrieved from http://homepages.root/web.com/tilde cousin/html/p286.htm number sign I17312. 15 Rosamund McKitterick. The Frankish Kingdoms under the Carolingians. Pearson Education Limited, 1999. 16 Christian Sedipani. La préhistoire de Capetians, Nouvelle histoire généalogique de l'Auguste Maison de France, Volume 1, ed. Patrick van Carey-Brouck, 1993. 17 Hej. Cowdrey. Cluny and the First Crusade. Revue Benedictine, 83, 1973, p. 285-311. 18 Karen Rawls. The Templars and the Grail, Knights of the Quest, Quest Books, 2003, p. 48. 19 The Cardinals of the Holy Roman Church. Retrieved from https://cardinals.fiu.edu/bios unknown date 885-891.htm. 20 Charles Herbermann, ed. Pope John XI. Catholic Encyclopedia, New York, Robert Appleton Company, 1913. 21 Pope Benedict XVI. Saint Odo of Cluny, General Audience, September 2, 2009, Libreria edit Rice Vaticana. 22 Lucy Margaret Smith. The Early History of the Monastery of Cluny, Oxford University Press, 1920. 23 Kristen Norgett. Days of Death, Days of Life, Ritual in the Popular Culture of Oaxaca, Columbia University Press, 2006, pages 193. 24 Ovid. Fasti. p. v419ff. 25 Ancestors, and Descendant, of Oda, Willem, van Mersburg, Saxon, dot. Retrieved from https://www.genealogieinline.nl/n/kwartier.hyphen kus-rij/n/i14097.php. 26 Bertha of Toulouse, Fluid late 700s, dot. Women in World History, a biographical encyclopedia. Encyclopedia.com. Accessed April 16, 2019, Bertha de Carolman, Queen Consort of Italy, born Toulouse, 775, 810. Retrieved from https://www.myheritage.com/name/Bertha_Toulouse #M Pepin 1 ERROI D'Italie de Carolingiens OU Pippin, Carloman Carlman, von Aachen, King of Lombardy, Carolingiens. Retrieved from https://gw.geneanet.org/lang?lang=n&pz=alessio +alon+heribert +debras +faullon +debras &nz =faullon +debras &p=pepin +1er +roi +d +italii +de +caroling ins +ou +pippin +Carloman +Carlman +von +Aachen +King +of +Lombardy &n =Caroling ins. 27 Eckhard Müller Mertens. The Ottonians as Kings and Emperors. In Reuter, Timothy, ed. The New Cambridge Medieval History, Volume 3, c.900, c.1024, Cambridge University Press, 1999. Pages 233 to 266. 28 Jacques Saliot. Les six quartiers de Reims et impératrices françaises, J. Saliot, 1977. 29 Philippa Gregory, David Baldwin and Michael Jones. The Women of the Cousins' War, London, Simon & Schuster, 2011. 30 Ibid. 31 Lucy Margaret Smith. The Early History of the Monastery of Cluny, Oxford University Press, 1920. 32 Saint Adelaide of Burgundy. Saints.sqpn.com. Retrieved from http://saints.sqpn.com/saint-adelaide-of-Burgundy. 33 A. Hawke. Benedict IX. The New Schaffherzog Encyclopedia of Religious Knowledge, Volume 2. 34 Oscar Halecki and W. F. Redaway, J. H. Penson. The Cambridge History of Poland, Cambridge University Press, 67. 35 Roswitha of Gandersheim. Gestaotenes, cited in B. H. Hill, Medieval Monarchy in Action, The German Empire from Henry I to Henry IV, London, 1972, p. 122. 36 Bistray, George, Thousand Years of Hungarian Thought. http://www.oszk.hu/kiadivini/hsr/2000/myth.htm. 37 Hamerai, Fred. The Legend of the Tyrol Hawk. http://users.cwnet.com/milanae/turl.htm. 38 Hamerai, Fred. The Devi and His Helpers and His Aliases, http://users.cwnet.com/milanae/devil.htm. 39 David Hughes, Habsburg Dynasty, one of Europe's most prominent dynasties, http://www.angel-fire.com/ego/et_deo/habsburgs.wps.htm. 40 Giola Cristo. Giza. In Cristo, Giola, Engel, Pal, Mac, Ferenc. Kore Magyar Történeti Lexikon, 9-14 Század, equals Encyclopedia of the Early Hungarian History, 9th to 14th centuries, in Hungarian. Akadémiai Kiadó, 1994. p. 235, p. 235. 41 Martin Humza. Adelaide, Princess of Krakow and wife of Grand Duke of Hungary Giza, on the problem of fictivity and reality in East Central European medieval narratives. In Female Royal Saints in Medieval East Central and Eastern Europe, East Central and Eastern Europe in the Middle Ages, 450-1450, Volume 42. Chapter 6. 42 Piero Scar Uffi A Timeline of the Slavs, Magyars, Bulgars, and Romanians. 43 Ibid. 44 Alexander Kozhin, ed. The Oxford Dictionary of Byzantium, Oxford University Press, 1991. 45 Nicholas Adonce, 1938. Samuel L. Armenian, Roi de Bulgaries, Mar BCLSMP, in French, 3937, David Marshall Lang. The Bulgarians, From Pagan Times to the Ottoman Conquest, Westview Press, 1976, p. 67, Tom Winifrith. Badlands, Borderlands, A History of Northern Epirus/Southern Albania, Duckworth, 2002, p. 83. 46 Richard Gottheil and Hermann Rosenthal. Bagratuni, also called Bagarat. Jewish Encyclopedia. 47 Sumbat Davidizj. The Life and Tale of the Bagratids, see Ronald Grigor Suni. The Making of the Georgian Nation, Indiana University Press, 1994, p. 349, S.H. Rapp. Studies in Medieval Georgian Historiography, Early Texts and Eurasian Contexts, Petersburg, 2003, p. 337. 48 Vakishti Bagrationi, c. 1745, History of the Kingdom of Georgia, a Russian translation available at armenianhouse.org. Retrieved from http://www.armenianhouse.org/bagrationi/history-ru/6.html. 49 History of the Aryans, cited in Javier Tizador. A Journey to Palmyra, Collected Essays to Remember, Brill, 2005, p. 218. 50 Alexander A. Vasilev. History of the Byzantine Empire, 324-1453, Vol. 2, University of Wisconsin Press, 1980, p. 383. 51 Cited in Westbter. Secret Societies and Subversive Sects, p. 64. 52 Renée Jet. Is the mystery of the origins of Agatha, wife of Edward the Exile, finally solved? New England Historical and Genealogical Register, Volume 150, October 1996, pages 417 to 432. 53 Ian Mlajoff. Reconsidering Agatha, wife of Edward the Exile, The Plantagenet Connection, Volume 11, Summer/Winter 2003, pages 1 to 85. 54 John P. Ravelius. The Ancestry of Agatha, Mother of Saint Margaret of Scotland. The Scottish Genealogist, Volume 56, pages 70 to 84. 55 Kennedy, Thomas. Saint Hugh the Great. The Catholic Encyclopedia. Volume 7. New York, Robert Appleton Company, 1910. Retrieved from http://www.newaddvent.org/cathans/07524a.htm. 56 B. Webster. Medieval Scotland, The Making of an Identity, St. Martin's Press, 1997, pages 29 to 37. 57 James Leakate. The Crusade of 1101. In Seton, Kenneth M., Baldwin, Marshall W. eds. A History of the Crusades, I. The First 100 Years, Madison, The University of Wisconsin Press, 1969, pages 343 to 352. 58 Heather J. Tanner. In His Brother's Shadow, The Crusading Career and Reputation of Eustace III of Boulogne, in Khalil I. C. ed., The Crusades, Other Experiences, Alternate Perspectives. Selected proceedings from the 32nd Annual Semers Conference, Albany 2003, p. 87. 59 Lisa Hilton. Queen's Consort, England's Medieval Queens, Orion Publishing Group, 2010. 60 Ibid. 61 Karen Rawls. Knights Templar Encyclopedia, The Essential Guide to the People, Places, Events, and Symbols of the Order of the Temple, Redwheel/Weiser, April 15, 2007, p. 48. 62 Aziz Suryaladiya. A History of Eastern Christianity, Gorgias Press, 2019, p. 332. 63 Jalad Jagaviryahu and Harvey Sicherman. Rashi and the First Crusade, Commentary, Liturgy, Legend. Judaism, Spring 1999. 64 Ibid, p. 46. 65 Scott J. Beam. The Not So Poor Knights of the Temple. Historia, Volume 6, 1997. 66 Ibid, p. 261. 67 Ibid, p. 300. 68 C. Warren Hollister. The Making of England, 55 BC to 1399. Volume I of A History of England, ed. Lacey Baldwin Smith, 6th edition, 1992 ed. Lexington, Ma, 1966, p. 210. 69 Samuel John Eales. A Saint Bernard, Abbot of Clairvaux, Society for Promoting Christian Knowledge, 1890, p. 24. 70 Ibid, p. 38. 71 Bernhard Blumenkranz. Cluny, France. Jewish Encyclopedia. 72 Aryeh Graboy. The Hebraica Veritas and Jewish-Christian Intellectual Relations in the 12th Century. Speculum, Volume 50, Number 4, October, 1975, pages 618. 73 Gotthard Deutsch, M. Seligsohn. Fairs. Jewish Encyclopedia. 74 Louis I Newman. Jewish Influences on Christian Reform Movements, Columbia University Press, 1925, p. 57. 75 Newman. Jewish Influences on Christian Reform Movements, p. 59. 76 E. Albrecht. Abbey of Ponteny. The Catholic Encyclopedia, New York, Robert Appleton Company, 1911. Retrieved September 24, 2019 from New Advent, http://www.newadvent.org/cathon/12233a.htm. 77 Jonathan Riley Smith. The First Crusaders 1095-1131, Cambridge University Press, November 26, 1998. 78 Thomas Merton. Bernard de Clairvaux, Editions Alsatia, 1953, p. 10. 79 Marie Gildas. Saint Bernard of Clairvaux. In Herbermann, Charles, ed. Catholic Encyclopedia. 2. New York, Robert Appleton, 1907.